Ideas have tremendous power to shape reality. Throughout history, visionary thinkers have explored the mysterious relationship between consciousness and the physical world. One such mind was Neville Goddard, a mystical teacher of the early 20th century who developed profound and controversial insights into the creative capacity of imagination. While largely unknown in mainstream circles, Goddard's perspective on reality creation through imagined states has resonated deeply with many seeking answers to life's mysteries. At the foundation of Goddard's teachings lies the hinge concept that all of reality, seen or unseen, is mentally constructed. Consciousness alone is the architect of forms. Physical causation is relegated to minor player status compared to the primacy of imaginative conception and dwelling. Goddard asserted the continuous stream of inner consciousness, imaging any and all states, whether positive or negative, attracted those states of being into outer appearance through an unbroken agreement with nature's responsive workings. In this view, nature functions similarly to a servant fulfilling all human requests without judgment of desirability, since her sole purpose is to manifest what is assumed within. Our imagination then bears the responsibility and privilege of determining conscious manifestation. With practice, we can reportedly fashion reality from within, according to imaginative decree, in exactly the same manner as God. Goddard called this creative ability to will change from within the law of assumption, likening it to a spiritual law of nature, alongside those of mathematics or physics. Proper understanding and application of this law through imagination allegedly allows conscious creators to literally spiritually transform their conditions and wield power over life circumstances corresponding to the scene. To summarize in his own words, imagining creates reality. We are responsible for what we imagine, and whether we know it or not, we are telling a story and living by the end of that story. Imagining being what we want to be is not a daydream. It is reality in the making. To consciously access imagination's reportedly inherent power to shape reality, Goddard describes specific inner techniques for dwelling within a state until natural occurrence emerges in reality's reflection. These exercises centered on affirmatively assuming a wish was already fulfilled in each moment until it no longer remained a conscious assumption, but an subconsciously accepted fact. Some procedures Goddard outlined include mentally enacting a short emotional scenario indicative of one's desire already being realized, such as receiving a letter or phone call of good news. Another position dwelling upon being thankfully relaxed, knowing all was well rather than outwardly visualizing an end. Repeated mental enactments over days to weeks were meant to psychologically convince the subconscious of the imagined state as fait accompli, allowing symbolic naturalization through intuitive inward feeling. Goddard stressed imagination differed from wishful thinking by absolutely affirming a wish realized rather than hopefully expecting. Doubt and logical questions were meant to be banished in favor of unreserved faith in unseen creative forces responsive to inner conviction. Methodical daily practices over weeks could reportedly solidify an assumption, especially for long-time habitual states, until invisible foundation shifts manifested a new visible reality structure aligned to the inwardly installed imagery and sensation. Goddard emphasized imagination must go beyond mere visualization and incorporate visceral, multi-sensory, immersive imagination known as imaginal acts. These incorporative methods allow one to mentally enact scenarios, implying the wishes have already manifested, eliciting felt sensations, interactions, and realistic impressions that condition the subconscious to the imagined state as fact. For example, he suggested imagining having a celebratory dinner with loved ones upon securing a job promotion. By creatively dwelling in simulated interactions implying fulfillment, intricate associated feelings could be activated. Tasting the food, feeling joy in others' faces, the sounds of laughter and clinking glasses and toast. Over time, the embedded sense memory traces could help psychologically establish the scenario as ingrained present truth to be outwardly matched rather than a possible future. Goddard also suggested imaginative revisions of the personal past through mental diets as a way of rewriting history, upbringing, and stored emotional patterns that could impact present behavior and thereby outcomes. By mentally revisiting past scenes and refashioning them with advantageous alterations, he proposed reprogramming ingrained tendencies, perceptions, and thus manifestations themselves from the level of core psychological conditioning. Central to Goddard's philosophy is the element of inner emotional sensation he dubbed feeling. Just visualizing a desire alone was deemed insufficient without imaginatively imbuing it with a complete sense of natural fulfillment and possession. Feeling inwardly satisfied, secure, and thankful as if the wish was already done, he posited, acted as the psychological catalyst alchemizing imagery into physical form. Without properly stimulating corresponding inner fulfillment, the assumption remained flat wishful daydreaming, disconnected from manifestation power. To cultivate the all-important feeling state, Goddard recommended techniques like mentally thanking others in scenarios implying one's desire was fulfilled. By creatively dwelling in such imaginary interactions over time, it aimed to evoke a growing emotional sense of the desired state as tangible fact in the present through simulated experience. Goddard reports even feelings as subtle as a warm, tingling sensation, spreading after imagining an assumption where signs one's inward work could attract the outer fruition they represented. Harnessing imagination's potential thus meant more than positive thinking. It involved activating higher dimensions through an artistic blend of mental imagery and activated inner fulfillment. Goddard held that consciously feeling fulfillment was integral, as it completed the inner-outer spiritual circuit to actualize desires through imagination and assumption. Without full embodiment of the end state emotionally and energetically within, that state could not solidify or exude a corresponding vibration, inviting outward match. It is likened to an actor projecting a convincing role. Embodiment actualizes it, while detached recitation or visualization renders it hollow. To strengthen feeling attunement, Goddard advised actively incorporating belief-driven environments during imaginative dwelling. Multi-sensory simulated experiences integrate mind, emotion, and energetic dimensions, fostering holistic consciousness shifts, visualizing celebratory congratulatory calls, and inducing happiness programs simultaneously to engage multiple faculties coherently. Repeatedly revisiting fulfilled scenarios, from thankful letters to leisurely relaxation expressly, because all was well, aimed to rewire habituated lack-based patterns. With practice, the artificial separations between imagining, feeling, and being dissolve as subconscious recondensing occurs. Visualization alone gradually gives way to true inner possession of the wish-fulfilled naturally, effortlessly and spontaneously from expanded spiritual awareness. Once feeling inhabitation took root, a compression emerged where inner and outer conformed through the accustomed spiritual affinity. The necessity to consciously control manifestations ended as assumptions blossomed spontaneously through identity's evolution, beyond perceptions of limitation. In this framework, consistent exercises serve only to awaken faculties already within vibrant expression, awaiting recognition. While Goddard's ideas represent a paradigm shift from mainstream perspectives, many devotees attest to noticeable shifts occurring in their lives following the teachings. Some claim manifestations ranging from improved health, vibrant relationships, career advances, and more after devotedly applying Goddard's inner techniques over weeks or months. However, results reportedly depend greatly on one's faith, imagination skill, and ability to absolutely dwell within the state of the wish, fulfill it rather than hoping or obsessively tracking physical signs. Over the decades, Goddard's vision continued resonating within growing circles dedicated to practicing and documenting experiences according to his teachings on inner creative transformation. Reports accumulated of circumstances harmonizing with revised inner assumptions through diverse manners, often subtly yet undeniably upgrading quality of life, mindset, and resolution of challenges. Goddard challenged limiting presumptions to unveil life's deeper artistic nature awaiting each individual's exploration. Though responses differed, his message encouraged openly questioning established boundaries to find answers, stimulating continual growth, and so his legacy serves not as dogma but invitation to weave fresh threads of understanding into existence's tapestry through thoughtful investigations of one's true potentials, unveiled within and without, guided by vision unhindered yet heartened by all found.